Remember this a year ago? Calgarians were taking short showers, cutting back on laundry and dishes.
Let's talk about flushing the toilet. If you don't need to, don't flush it.
Since last summer's catastrophic failure of the Bearspaw South feeder main, there have been reports, talks, plans, all with the aim to answer two key questions. How did this happen, and what can be done to avoid another emergency situation that put Calgary's water at risk? Here's what we know. Disaster struck on June 5th. The city's most critical drinking water pipe burst. That pipe was the main artery of water from a treatment plant, accounting for 60% of the city's supply. Then a local state of emergency, water restrictions, and a discovery. The initial break wasn't the only problem. In total, the pipe needed 29 repairs. The whole ordeal opened the city up to scrutiny. That scrutiny continues today.
The failure of our water main last year was not just a catastrophic failure, it was a failure in our management of our water system. And every city council since 1970 owns a piece of that failure.
Yet in all the reports surrounding the feeder main break, there's no smoking gun, which for this expert isn't surprising.
So I've seen this story play out in California, Detroit, Florida, Texas. The same thing happens, it's sort of hindsight is 2020.
There are many factors experts believe contributed to the failure in Calgary. The section that blew was pre-stressed concrete cylinder pipe, or PCCP, built in 1975. In the 60s and early 70s, manufacturing standards for PCCP were relaxed. That led to higher rates of premature failures across North America. Bell says the industry is still recovering from that period.
The way I put it is that those pipes were less robust. They didn't have as much margin for error, whether that's error in the design, error in the installation, error in the operation. All those three things add up to eventually cause failure.
When Calgary dug up portions of the feeder main to get a closer look at the break, it found microscopic cracks on the outer layer of the pipe. The theory, those cracks let soil in, some of it with high levels of chloride or road salt, and compromise the steel wires that keep the pipe together under pressure.
Today, we don't just remember a rupture. We mark a turning point, a moment that challenged us, that taught us, and it also changed us.
In the years since that moment, what has the city changed? Let's start with that broken feeder main. It's now being monitored 24/7 with fiber optic technology. The city also has a stash of spare parts for emergency repairs. Officials want to twin the pipe to give the city the ability to repair or service it without impacting water supply. Then the bigger picture, 2 water projects that will shield against similar situations and help the city's growing population. Construction on a 22-kilometer feeder main in North Calgary starts this summer, and so does design work for a new 25-kilometer feeder main in South Calgary. The city says this fixes vulnerable points similar to the Bearspaw feeder main, which was a lone connection that, if it failed, threatened the city's water supply. And instead, they're creating more routes to keep water flowing from the treatment plant to your tap. Helen Pike, CBC News, Calgary.